Hello, good afternoon, parents of Chapel Hill Middle School. My name is Miss James. I teach 7th and 8th grade ELA. I just want to briefly come on here and discuss different ways that parents and teachers can collaborate to ensure the child is successful in their academics. I am more than happy to have you. Thank you for your time. And so now let's get started. All right, so I am going to be covering learning needs and student improvement. Before we go a little further, I just want to do a quick review, a debrief based on my parent survey and the meeting with my teacher colleagues. So, based off of the parent survey results, one identified area of need from the parents was consistent parent and teacher communications. With that being said, some parents feel like they only receive notifications, emails from the teacher only when something isn't good. So like bad reports about their grades or behavior wise. So there are different ways that we can improve that, and we're going to talk about that really soon. Okay, and from the meeting with my teacher colleagues, we used MAP scores to identify the areas of need. And based on that data, one area of improvement is in reading comprehension across subjects. So these Georgia MAP scores, indicated that there was a noticeable trend of lower scores in reading comprehension. And this can highly impact their performance across all subjects. And so it's not just ELA and reading that you have to be able to comprehend vocabulary. So that goes for science. There is certain vocabulary that they must pay attention to. And that's very important when you're reading. Vocabulary allows you to comprehend what the test questions are asking. And the same thing goes for math. So yes, reading comprehension was a important need of improvement when we all came together. So we're just going to talk about different ways to improve that. Okay. So the surveys were given to the students as a printed copy. I gave it to them so for their parents to complete and return to me as a reward. They got snacks to choose from, which was a way to increase their memory of and likelihood of returning the survey to me. And we all know that with kids, that's never an easy task to ask a child to have their parents sign something and return it, especially if it has nothing to do with a field trip. So I feel like that was an awesome way, and that is the reason that I received as many responses that I did. So we're just going to briefly get into the survey results. So first off, the purpose of the survey was to meet and measure parent satisfaction in the child's overall being at Chapel Hill. So based on those results, everyone either selected agree or strongly agree for the statement about student progression at the school. Everyone selected agree or better for the statement about the trust and support from the staff. However, there were some mixed responses for the statement about the child's safety and staff communication. So most of the parents selected like disagree for this one. We had a very few that selected agree and said they were content. And that concludes the survey results. All right, and here are some fun facts. Did you know that parents play a huge role in their child's academic success? The same way that it takes a village to raise a child in the household, that also applies to the child's academics. Education expands beyond the classroom, and moving forward, I'm going to discuss ways that you can support your child's experience in the classroom. So the first way is to establish a supportive home environment. And establishing that supportive environment increases focus needed to complete homework and study. I believe that students need their designated time at home to complete homework, study, and just debrief on what they have been learning all day or all week with their teachers. And it's just studying is a way to increase knowledge. I feel like prioritizing education at home as much as possible is super important, because when kids are aware and they already know that their parents' expectations of their academics, of good grades is high, they are less likely, I said less likely to come to school and play and waste time. When kids know that their parents don't play, usually they are more likely to participate in the work and just be successful in the best way they can be. So, a good way to prioritize education at home is exposing them to educational events outside of school, like museums, historical films. And when I say historical films, like if kids are watching TV at home, sometimes it is okay to allow them to watch historical films, something about some major U.S. history events, and just it's important for them to be educated. And sometimes, when it comes to, they go to social studies and history, they are already on top of it. Or maybe some things that relates to your culture in some type of way. Another example, exposing them to different things, is nature outings. And I just reiterated heritage related events. Also, you want to create spaces in your home where they can dedicate time strictly to schoolwork. So there needs to be at least a quiet hour or two where it's no TV, no distracting music, video games. And I know some students have siblings, so for those younger siblings, it would really help if they could get away and make sure they focus on their homework or whatever needs to be completed. And I know I'm the oldest of four, so there were times where I had to go to my local library, which was like right around the corner, but by any means necessary, to get my work out of the way and less distractions. It really helped, and I hope it is beneficial to you all. So now we're going to move on to the next slide. So a second helpful way for parents to be involved is to monitor their child's academic progress. So it is important to make sure that your child is completing their assignments. Make sure that you are reviewing report cards. And please, like, we really, as teachers in the district, we push for parents to attend these parent-teacher conferences, because this is the perfect time to discuss your child's grades individually, because that way we can focus on that child. We can pull up their grades. We can see what they're missing. And this is just like, intimate form of communication between the parent and the teacher to see what's going on. Either like whether they need to improve or whether they need to continue to keep going. They might be in a good standing in their ways that they can continue that and maintain it. So please, please, please attend those parent-teacher conferences when you can. It helps a lot. Try your best to be receptive to teachers' advice for improving your child's academics. And that's very important, because in no way, shape, or form are teachers trying to belittle your children or child. When we're giving you a lot of feedback in ways that they can improve, we're only trying to help them succeed and help them grow. That is the only thing that we care about. A good teacher. Also seek additional support if the child is struggling with content. So if they need tutoring, whether it's one-on-one, or somebody personally that is great in the content area that they are struggling in, all of those different ways are helpful. So the last method I would like to highlight is celebrating your child's achievements. Please set realistic expectations for the child to reach. Focus more on improvement and not perfection, because I noticed like I have some perfectionists in my different classes, and those children tend to stress more because the vision that they have in their eyes is not perfect. And a lot of those kids are very smart. I usually have no complaints out of those kids that go 110% when it comes to completing stuff, completing assignments, turning in work. But, it's just we can see it on their face physically when they're frustrated, trying to be perfect. So focus more on improvement. Celebrating achievements, it boosts confidence and motivation, no matter how big or small. And also, and I know it can be tough for like parents that work and that's trying to juggle parenthood with other obligations in life. But try your best to take time out to support your children. Come to some of their recitals or they're saying a speech, anything, any type of program that involves your child individually. They feel so good about their parents being in the stands or being in the audience to watch them instead of, having to tell their parents about it and go into detail because they weren't there. And not judging anyone's case specifically in no shape or form. Also, you want to encourage extracurricular activities, which is after school activities, so that they know what it means to be a good leader and a teammate. So that they know what it means to have good sportsmanship. Because you're not going to always win every single time, and that is okay. That doesn't mean that you didn't do your best. And also, it teaches them about time management as well. In conclusion, a simple "I'm proud of you, keep going, great job" goes a very, very long way, and it carries them from childhood to every stage in their life, and even as an adult. So that concludes my methods of parental support. Thank you for your time. Yeah, so in conclusion, we have discussed the parent survey, the teacher meeting, what needs improvement. We've talked about the 3 different methods of supporting your child's academics, which is a supportive learning environment, monitoring academic progress, and celebrating your child's achievements. These are some important tools which are effective ways to improve your child's classroom experience. So if at any point you need to refer back to this video, it is going to always be available for you. Thank you, and thank you again for your time and consideration.